Achalam sarvadi shakshibodham bhavatītam tranaragitam sadgurum tam namami. Yes, Nithyananda everyone, we welcome you all back to today's live Satsang. Before starting today's segment, a few security measures from the KAILASA's national security agencies. Photography, video, and audio recording of any kind is strictly prohibited during all the sessions. Be on mute, be on camera throughout the class. If you need to step out in any situations, please inform digital security officer. And here are the important cautions before starting today's segment. We welcome all the Kailasa Vasis attending from the Kailasas monasteries, gurukuls, temples, and ashrams and centers from around the world. We welcome all the NTV, Kailasa TV, Hinduism TV, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube viewers, and all those who are blessed to have an Aina Diksha, the two-way video conferencing, for joining us for today's special program. Let us go over and have here Bhavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam is the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic ancient Hindu civilizational nation. The supreme pontiff of Hinduism is a thousand based predecessors were enlightened masters and adepts. Supreme pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based university a lifestyle for humanity. Let us see the coronations of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before 1981, he is identified as the thousand Paramashiva by the spiritual adepts and enlightened masters of Hinduism. On 1981, he is initiated into Bala Sannyas and Chaturmasya at the age of 3. On 1988, he is considered as a future Guru Mahasannidhanam, the pontiff of Tondai Mandala Adinam, the oldest monastic university. On 1994, he became the successor of Arunachala Sarvanya Peetam by Guru Parampara. On 1999, he founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally. On the same year, he became the successor of Kashi Sarvanya Peetam. And 2002, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded Adi Kailasa Sarvanya Peetam. And 2004, he is declared as a successor of Bhagyanagara Sripura Sarvanya Peetam and also become the incumbent emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam of Suryavamsa lineage. And 2007, he is declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pallava Sarvanya Peetam and also as the Mahamandleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada. And 2012, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai Shyamala Pita Sarvanya Peetam, the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom. And 2013, he is officially coronated as the Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akada, the largest apex monastic order, and he became the youngest Mahamandaleshwar. And the same year, he is declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of Atalakada, the oldest monastic order in the Hinduism by Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Shukdevanjiti, and then incumbent spiritual head. And 2014, he is declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjavur Tiruvavuradinam, Vedaranyamadinam, and Panchanatikulam. And 2015, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is crowned as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmabhakti Surgapuram Adinam and also as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adipita Koladamata. And 2015, elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by the congregation of over 1,000 leaders and pontiffs of Hinduism. Next, we'll be looking at the global initiatives taken by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasas across the globe. 28 years of relentless humanitarian services and initiatives, including the free vegetarian food, medical services, disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution, and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies. It authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, which is translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. He established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million pound scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. He is revered as the most prolific and most briefed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in the Hinduism. Over 10,000 hours of discourses and over 1 billion views on the social media. He is also respected as the commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, and Jain Sutras. He is honored as the leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. Sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda Paramashivam, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for a global peace to give the superconscious breakthrough to the humanity. He is established of largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries. And he is also the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasas enlightened ecosystems. He is also the founder and the reviver of over 100 Sarvanyapitams across the globe. With that, we'll be entering into the next segment of the manifesting of extraordinary powers. In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine power, through the awakened third eye. Manifesting powers are described as a system, method, and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to the various states of consciousness. Who is the source of all these powers? Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in the Hinduism, the ultimate reality and the cause, which is self-effulgence, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, beyond time, form, and cause. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and the Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or the five cosmic act of Srishti, Shriti, Samhara, Throbhava, and Anugraha. So how we can manifest all these Shaktis? Every ultimate truth, the Jnana, mapped into your consciousness, Prajna, manifests as possibilities of every being as a Prajna. So now the initiated disciples of Supreme Founder of Hinduism will be now demonstrating the power of body scanning and sharing with all the experience and the results of extraordinary manifestation of divine powers awakened in all of us through the initiation directly by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Those who like to experience the power of body scanning, you can very well head to our social media platforms where the live is happening and post your comment as a questions. We'll pick up one of your questions and we'll demonstrate the power of body scanning for you. So while everyone is taking time to post your questions, let us go over and verify how the science of body scanning is authenticated by the four evidence from the Hinduism. In the power of body scanning, one awakens to the ability to scan illness, diseases, medically diagnose issues, and provide solutions to the awakened third eye. The Shastra Pramana, the scripture reference for the power of body scanning is Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subjective cognitive principles of your whole body or of the whole universe simultaneously consists of essential reality. They are being observed in the source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. Next is the Apta Pramana, the experience of Vedic rishis. Therein was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agathya. One day, a man suffering from the heavy headache comes to the Agathya for healing. Agathya uses the power of body scanning and identify the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small therai, type of fog, sitting in a person's brain. Agathya immediately instructs the therayer, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of headache. Thus, he gained the name Theraya. Next is the Atma Pramana, the account from the Supreme Founder of Hinduism's life. On 22nd December 2019, Supreme Founder of Hinduism, our beloved Guru Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, revealed how Swamiji uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had a multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for a surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At the time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used the diagnostic method instead of the medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through the power of body scanning, I found out what the problems happens and where balance has to be done. I used allopathy's second opinion to verify my findings. So these are the Atma Pramana from the Supreme Founder of Hinduism life, which demonstrated the authenticity of the science of body scanning. Next, we'll be entering into the actual demonstration of power of body scanning after a short break. We request each one of you to stay tuned. Nithyanandam.
time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back. As we're discussing about the power of body scanning, now we'll be entering into the actual demonstration of our body scanning. To receive all the initiations as a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the supreme point of Hinduism, embodies the most profound yogic status and surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. The supreme point of Hinduism is giving this pure, great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences. So the initiations and millions of people have been initiated by the supreme point of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. You can also receive these initiations by attending the upcoming Paramashivoham program, which is going to be starting by from August 15th. You can register at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. Now let us enter into the power of body scanning. We have with us Mr. Manikandan, who asked for the power of body scanning. Now I'll be connecting in oneness with the Swamiji by chanting the Mahavagya, bringing Swamiji into my third eye and demonstrate the power of body scanning. Let's all come to the space of his full awareness and chant the Mahavagya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. What Paramashiva showed, what Swamiji showed me is there's a huge stain in your eyes. It is because of the all day and night, you're working on your systems, computers. It is because of blue lights and the spectacles you are wearing, the using, it is not able to protect you from all the radiations. Start aligning and make sure you washes your eyes, do the cleansing of eyes every day. It helps also the process of cooling down your eyes and cleanses all your dirt in your eyes as well. Start adapting to the practice of less usage of your systems during the night times. By doing this, you may able to have a smooth and cool lifestyle. So with that, we'll be moving on to the next segment. After a short break, we request each one of you to stay tuned. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam everyone, welcome back. We welcome all of you to Introduction to Paramashivoham Level 3 session. So now we'll be introducing about the project which is initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to remove or bring at least 1 crore people out of their poverty. So we'll give you a brief introduction about this program, this project, KAILASA Ishanya. The actual truth, we look into some of the facts that humanity as a modern society have already reached a state of technology and the infrastructure to provide food, clothing, and medical care for all the 8 billion people, calling planet Earth home. Unfortunately, our decision makers have not reached the necessary conscious level to make the humanitarian decisions of providing basic needs for all the 8 billion people. The survival need for all the 8 billion people doesn't depend on the availability of housing and the food, but rather on the conscious level of decision makers. It is the only consciousness that we lack, nothing else. So look into some of the glimpses on the facts. So food wastage, one side, we dump tons of food to the waste in ocean or landfill in order to maintain steady prices. On the other side, millions die out of the hunger. Looking into medical equipment wastage. So one side we have a dumps functioning medical equipment for new models. Another side, millions die without access to very basic medical equipment. Looking at some cloth wastages. So one side dumps millions of tons of barely owned clothes into the ocean, and other side we struggle for the basic clothing. Similar way, home and the shelter wastage. So one side we face a lot of empty logged homes, and other side faces homelessness for the millions. So almost 1/3 of the food goes into the wastage, and we have almost 35 million people who doesn't have a single meal for their day. So 1/3 of the food produced in the world for the human consumptions every year, approximately 1.3 billion tons get lost or wasted. Food losses and waste amount to roughly $680 million in industrialized countries and $310 billion in the developing countries. 155 million people in the 55 countries or the region faced a food crisis in the year of 2021. Adding the number has now increased to 265 million due to the COVID-19 epidemic that we have seen all around the world. See, even if just 1/4 of the food currently lost or wasted globally could be saved, it would be enough to feed all the 870 million hungry people in the world. 35 million people have been dying from the hunger worldwide. A child dies from the hunger every 10 seconds. The poor diets are linked to 20% of all the deaths worldwide. So these are some of the facts that we have collected. 5.52 billion of medical equipments are dumped as the waste, and there are 100 million people who do not have any medical care. So US medical waste will attain almost 5.25 billion dollar by 2027 among regulated and unregulated clinical waste. Around 80 to 85% can be reused. Unused supply in the medical facilities are often discarded unnecessarily rather than stored for the later use, adding even more unnecessary garbage being carted away to landfill. Reprocessing industry saving 15 million pounds of medical waste from the landfills and reducing cost to hospitals and surgical centers by over $544 million. The world's poorest countries are paying some of the highest drug prices, with everyday medicines costing up to 30 times more than in the rich nations. Half the world lacks access to essential health services. 100 million is still pushed into extreme poverty because of the health expenses. So these are the facts, figure related with the cloth wastages. So almost 59 kilotons of the clothes are wastage, versus there are 1/8 of the people are living into cloth poverty. So we look into some of the more facts. So almost 100 billion garments are produced each year, with 33% going to the landfill. Every year, 59,000 tons of used and unsold clothing end up in the Chile from all over the world. Every 10 minutes, an estimated 6,000 kilos of clothing and textiles are dumped into landfill. 1 in the 8 children without basic clothes, 1 billion children worldwide are multidimensionally poor without access to the basic accessories. 22,000 children die each day due to inhygiene around the world. So these are the various facts related with the vacant home and the shelter. So almost 42 million houses are vacant or around the world, and we have 27% of the total population living homelessness. So the world has a million of vacant houses. Approximately 42 million of its 426 million homes are vacant. Roughly 1 in the 10 homes in advanced economies are empty. Japan has topped a list of the nations with the highest percentage of the vacant home, with 13.6% of its dwelling not lived in. 1.3 million are in the Canada, that is the second. 27% increase in homelessness is likely due to the economic impacts of the COVID-19. More than 1/3 of the people are facing homelessness services, and among them are the women and the children. For the last 5 years, core homelessness has been rising year and year worldwide. Homeless people are over 9 times more likely to take their home life than the general population. 78% of homeless people report having a physical health condition, 44% of them having mental health diagnosis, and 41% of them use drugs and alcohol to cope up with the mental health issues. So now we'll be presenting the vision and mission by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through this project. The KAILASA aim to raise the consciousness level in the world and bring to the fore and the real issues facing the world, and through a specialized process of recycling, facilitating the movement of the goods of the good quality unwanted item from the haves to have not. This Chaturmasya, which started from the Guru Purnima and will end on the Navaratri of this year, October 2022, alone 1 crore people should practice Samadhi to raise their consciousness, and 1 crore people should be pulled out of poverty. This is the direct vision given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So the threefold benefits. For donors, it is a great boon to provide those in the need, and for the world, recycling removes a lot of hazardous material from the nature, adding to a cleaner environment. For those in need, millions of people around the world will be alive and raised out of poverty, hunger, and inadequate health practices due to lack of medical facilities. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. So over the last 27 years, Sri KAILASA has built a network of the legal entities in 140 countries around the world, holding charity status in 118 of these countries. In many countries, Sri KAILASA's entities are registered distributors as well, meaning can manage the entire process end to end. We will make the full use of this network to collect clothing, medical equipments, food material from the developed nations, transport them and distribute it to the countries and regions in the need, with all the transportations and distribution expenses sponsored by the Sri KAILASA. So our process is going to be very simple. We'll be collecting clothing, medical equipments and food stuff from the various countries around the world, a quality control and processing of the received goods, and then it will distribute the good quality clothing, medical equipments and food to the required countries. So these are a brief introduction that we presented about the Ishanya project. All those who would like to be a part of this project, they can visit kailasa.org/Ishanya and will get all more informations about this program. So with this, we'll be moving to the next segment after a short break. We request all the viewers to stay tuned.
Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Nithyananda everyone. So we welcome all of you back to the introduction to Paramashivoham level 3 program. So we all went through the brief introduction about the KAILASA Ishanya project. So now look into some of the stats which gives us more detail about why this project is needed and how we can help millions to get out of their poverty and the various other poverty problems that they are facing, whether it's the dimension of health or in terms of food or in terms of the medical needs. So in world today, around 9.2% of the world or 689 million people are living in the extreme poverty on less than $1.9 a day. So this is not just the poverty, but extreme poverty which people are facing, and that is 9.2% of the world. So here pictorially, we have presented about the demographic dividends of poverty all around the world. So some of the African countries which are facing the extreme poverty, and then we have the many developed countries where there are excess of all the needed items. So through the KAILASA Ishanya project, we will be becoming a channel to redistribute and recycle all the goods which can be helpful for all these people to get out of their poverty and the needs, and to fulfill their needs. So around 430 million people will be living in extreme poverty by 2030. So as of now, we have certain number, and this is going to be increasing. That is 30 million more than the past year's projections. So what has been projected, it's going to be continuously increasing, and there are various reasons that we all may be aware of that. One is the COVID-19 pandemic, which has increased the number of poor people, or it has increased the rate with which the poverty has been increasing in the world. And also the war between Russia and Ukraine has caused many people to face the poverty. So in around the world, almost 1.3 billion people are living in multi-dimensional poverty. Means some of them have poverty with respect to the food, some with respect to the medical equipments, and some with respect to their house. So among all this, 32% of poor people who are living in the extreme poverty, 32% are the child who are living under the year of 10. And 50% are children, and out of the 32% are under 10, which is almost 428 million people. So COVID-19, for last 2.5 years, we have been facing the COVID-19, and still many parts of the world is still facing the COVID-19 challenges. So COVID-19 has doubled the poverty rate into many parts of the world. So here there are some of the stats which is showing which country has been affected more with the COVID-19. So 42% jump was seen in 2020, which was 21.6% in the 2018. So this is the jump in the poverty rate, and average per capita household expenditure of extreme poor has decreased by 45%. Also, it is expected that the COVID-19 could push 500 million people into poverty. So additional people in the poverty due to 20% income drop caused by the COVID-19 recession. Specifically, we see that East Asia and the Pacific countries are going to be facing maximum with the 239.8 million people going into poverty. South Asia with 128.8 million, Latin America and Caribbean with 54.3 million, and so on the list goes. So these are some of the facts. With the global poverty, around 689 million people live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $1.9. So we are just summarizing all the data that we presented here. Children and youth account for 2/3 of the world's poor, and women present a majority of this most regions. Extreme poverty is increasingly concentrated in sub-Saharan Africa. About 40% of the region's people live in less than $1.9 a day. And extreme poverty rates nearly doubled in the Middle East and North Africa between 2015 and 2018, from 3.8% to 7.2%, mostly because of the crisis in Syria and Yemen, and also COVID-19 pandemic has added to this. So all those countries impacted by fragility, crisis, and violence are home to about 10% of the world's population. They account for more than 40% of people living in the extreme poverty. By 2030, an estimated 67% of the world's poor will live in the fragile context. About 70% of people older than 15 who live in the extreme poverty have no schooling or only some basic educations. 1.3 billion people in 107 developing countries, which account for 22% of the world population, live in multidimensional poverty, and about 84.3% of multidimensionally poor live in the sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. And 644 million around 644 million children are experiencing multidimensional poverty. COVID-19 pandemic has threatened to reverse years of progresses in the fight against global poverty and the income inequalities. And it has jeopardized the future of future generation of the children. COVID-19 drove an additional 97 million people into extreme poverty alone in the year 2020. And these reports are from the World Bank. More than a year into pandemic, the World Bank stressed that there is still much we don't know concerning its impact on the global poverty in 2020. So the impact of COVID-19, rising global inequality, soaring food prices because of the war between the countries, are said to send more than 250 million people into poverty this year, according to the charity group Oxfam International. The combined hit may result in total of 860 million people living below the $2 or $1.9 a day line by the end of 2022, or 263 million more people or more than projected before the pandemic. That's the equivalent of entire population of country United Kingdom, France, Germany, and Spain combined. The monthly child poverty rate increased from 12.1% in December 2021 to 17% in January 2020. This is the highest rate since the end of 2020, and 4.9% point increase in the poverty represents 3.7 million more children in the poverty. So now looking into some of the other stats, working poverty affect as many as 169 million youths in the world. The number increased to 286 million if the near poor are included, which is living below $4 per day income, which means about 152 million young workers live in the households that are below the poverty line. They comprise 24% of the all working poor. So globally, large number of young people are out of school and engaged in the child labor. About 1/10 of the total child population, that is 168 million children, and that too aged between 5 to 17 years, has been involved in the child labor. Specifically in the developing country, an estimated 2/3 of the youth are not fulfilling their economic potentials. The poverty is widely believed to cause violence, and that we can see in specifically those countries are most violent hit, where the highest poverty rates are seen. The relationship between the two can be understood by the cycle of violence. Almost all the 39 countries that have suffered civil wars since 2000 have also had one in the previous 3 decades. People in these countries are also more than twice as likely to be malnourished, 3 times as likely to miss schools, and twice as likely to die in infancy. The United Nations reports that countries that suffer large-scale violence lose almost 1% in poverty reduction every year. It is often claimed that the crime rate among the poor people is continuously rising. But is that poverty really the mother of all the crimes? The first and foremost, it is quite apparent that many poor people become criminal because they have nothing to lose. So they don't think about the consequences of their offenses. There are many people all over the world who have nothing to eat. The only way to get some food is shoplifting. In addition, the crime rate in poor countries is normally higher. So we can see a correlation between the poverty and the violence into the many parts of the world. So high crime rate have many factors that might cause crime. It could be poverty, unemployment, single parent households, high density or poor schoolings. So these are the various factors because of which we get to see the violence around the world. So according to UNICEF, 22,000 children die each day due to the poverty and more than 3 each second. In the time it took for all of us to read this paragraph, 3 more children have died till now. So with this, we presented the various problems, specifically with respect to the food or clothing or medicine that the world is facing. We are also going to be presenting the solutions that KAILASA has to offer to all of us. So we'll do so after a short break. Request all the viewers to stay tuned.
Itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. Stand. Be a conscious woman or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself. consciousness as power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness.
Yes, Nithyanandam, welcome back. So in the last segment, we have seen the multiple facts about the poverty across the globe. How this poverty is being one of the reasons for many lives are lost in this past years, and how it is going to be affecting the further future generation, especially the children's, youths, and especially women's. And we have seen this global poverty is increasing at a much faster rate because of this COVID pandemic. So we have seen the KAILASA Ishanya project, which is going to be with a goal of bringing 1 crore people out of poverty. And now we'll be looking at the solutions given by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, the spiritual solutions to overcome the poverty. With a basic understanding, what will be the right way to come out of poverty, to manifest wealth. So in this segment, we're going to see how we can drop all the reasons and obstacles which is causing us to continue in this poverty cycle, and how with the right understanding of wealth, how we can able to manifest wealth with the blessings of Supreme Founder of Hinduism. See, understand what is the right way to create the wealth. The life can be equal to 2 things. One is ability to achieve what you want in inner or outer world. The second is just getting stuck in both the worlds. These are 2 only equations in our life. But the right diagnosis is everybody wants wealth, but they do not increase the life in them. So that is the level they want it. Wealth can be equal to the life energy you express. The amount of energy, the life energy you express, that is equal to the wealth. So which means if you're not express more of your energy into your life, then you're not able to manifest wealth in your life. It's a straight equation, because as of now, a normal man has a wealth as a first priority in the life. So if you do not have wealth, don't blame anybody. You are not expressing life in you. That is the only reason you are not able to manifest wealth in your life. Life is energy not happening in you. It is because you. So what is the right goal to have create wealth in your life? Creating wealth is an intrinsic part of our life. Even Krishna says very beautifully in Gita, Gahano Karmano Gadishi. The universe by its very nature works, works, and works. If you have at least the goal of creating wealth, you'll be creative. Your energy will be channeled properly. The first priority in the life should be for moksha, enlightenment. Till that happens, the second priority can be creating wealth. So why there is creating wealth makes you non-violence? So creating wealth make you non-violent because your whole energy become creative. That your creating wealth become tremendous interest in life, and that is the reason it can be a non-violent factors. Let us have a right understanding about wealth. So before complete all uh, obstacles about the wealth and right understanding about the wealth, let us have the proper definitions of wealth, which is given by the Supreme Founder of Hinduism. Wealth is not just an object or a thing which needs to be achieved. Wealth is an extension of you. The reason everyone feels that, oh, something which needs to acquire from outside. So that is why we have started looking from outside world to achieve wealth in our life. It is not the external thing or object which needs to be achieved. It is the extension of you. Anything that adds to you is the wealth. The quality of the health you may enjoy, the state of your relationship, or the fulfillment you experience in your career, your mental state, your sense of inner. So all these four put together is a wealth: money, currency, assets, and being active. So wealth is neither bad nor good. It is a utility value. So what is meant by wealth consciousness? The wealth consciousness means making a clear decision to break out of all the myths and mental patterns that improvise us, draws us again and again into the poverty cycle. It is just a conscious decision to take in our life to clear that I'm going to break out of all the myths and mental patterns which is keeping me again and again in the poverty cycle. This conscious decision is called as the wealth consciousness. See, understand the basic fundamental truth that you do not manifest what you desire, you manifest what your cognitions. In that case, if everyone able to manifest whatever we desire, we have desired many things in our life. I think every one of our desire have to have a desire about manifesting wealth and have lots and lots of wealth in our life. But the reality is you manifest what you cognize, what you understand, what you perceive as a reality. Many of us may say, oh, I really desire wealth, but deep down you believe wealthy people are arrogant people, bad people. They do a lot of wrong things. If you believe that wealthy people are arrogant, bad, and wrong, they do many wrong things, they exploit others. If you have this belief, how are you going to manifest wealth in your life? Many of you may have, oh, no, 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 I only desire for wealth, and I also believe that wealth is good to have in my life. Let us go over look at some of the beliefs many of the common people have about the wealth. The first common belief is wealthy people are arrogant, bad people. You carry deep resistance of wealth, leading to you will not accumulate wealth. Even if you accumulate wealth, you will carry the guilt of wealth. But the truth is, arrogance does not come by wealth. Arrogant people will be arrogant whether they have wealth or not. But we wrongly associate wealth to the arrogance, create a pattern, and start hating wealth as well, as the same way we hate arrogance. Next common belief is poverty is good. Deep inside us, we may label poverty as a good quality. We feel reverence and respect for poverty. Then how are we going to generate wealth in them? And also the next common belief is handling wealth is more responsibilities. In our life, we may have feel that uncomfortable. Whatever I want, I will not get it. Maybe you may come to this conclusion by looking at some of the wealthy people who do not have any time for themselves. We may have looked up some of the role models or stars who may feel that they don't have time in their life to spend with themselves or with the personal life or with family. By looking at them, we may have come to the conclusion indirectly or directly. So now what is needed now? See, anything you cognize, you create a certain energy field about your cognitions. You attract situations, people, everything around you to make the cognitions into reality. So all of us will need now is will persistence. Your decisions that you are not going to give up your intention is the will persistence. So in this segment, we're going to come out and drop all the myths and decisions you carry about the wealth, wrong idea about the wealth. You may be desiring to have a wealth, but you may not be able to believe, perceive, and cognize it as your possibility. The first and foremost important step we need to do is create an energy field, the will persistence, that it is possible for you to attract wealth. So the first step is clean up all the incompletions, the patterns you carry about the wealth, and create a right space of a powerful magnetic energy center in all of us to attract wealth, situations, people that support you to create wealth like a magnetic energy center for manifesting wealth the way you want. So we request all of you to practice this step. Sit with yourself, sit with a paper and pen, and write down all the ideas, the wrong ideas you carry about the wealth. Either it may be having wealth is too much responsibility, or for that I need to be worthy of having wealth, or I need wealth to manifest wealth. This is one of the common belief. Also, many of them have. Oh, I need some kind of wealth so that I can multiply my wealth and manifest more and more wealth. And many of them may have say, oh, wealthy people are arrogant. So all these ideas, whatever the ideas you carry about the wealth, and even the wrong understanding about the wealth, which is the wealth is something external I have to accumulate, achieve in my life. All these understandings, the myths and beliefs you carry about the wealth Start, write down all that. And whenever these decisions are made, it is always being related with the instant. Some of the instant which made you to have this decision believe in your life. So while writing all the decisions, write down the instant as well. Dig out all the incompletions you carry about the money. Keep writing whatever comes to your mind. The moment you remember money, does it brings tremendous pain or suffering, impossibility, all that in you? What are the emotion or the energy it invokes in you? The moment you think of money, whatever you feel, the money is difficult, money is impossible. Unless you cheat somebody, you can't get money. Even if you cheat somebody, will cheat from you. All the ideas. Just spend few minutes and let's dig out all the incompletions and mental patterns, the perceptions you carry about wealth. Understand that each belief or recognition starts from a particular instance. So identify all the instances when the wrong or incomplete beliefs about the wealth started forming in you. And relive and relieve from all the instance. Remembering the instant is you sitting now with your computer now or a pen and paper now, remembering the instant which may happen at the year of 3. Just remembering and looking at the instant now, it's remembering. But reliving and reliving is going to the same age, same mental setup, same ideas about the world, same age, same everything to the conscious level, going to the situation and looking at the situation, relive the situation again. And by doing this, only you are able to relieve from the situations. To complete all those incompletions, go back to the same age when the incident happens, when the idea or the belief happened in you. Go back to the same situation and relieve from all those. So the second step is now consciously decide what you want to manifest in the next 3 months in the wealth dimension. Write clearly what all are your intentions. What is it with you want to manifest in the next 3 months? With the right understanding of wealth, you may think many people may have that having more currency is wealth, or for some people having wealth or health is one of their wealth, or being active. Whatever you want to manifest in the next 3 months, especially in the field of wealth, write down all of that. And with the blessings of the Supreme Fount of Hinduism, in the Paramashivoham level 3, which is coming from August 15 to September 4, all of us will be able to manifest, which directly guided by the Supreme Fount of Hinduism through the initiations and Diksha. Supreme Fount of Hinduism will be giving us the wealth consciousness where we are able to come out of this poverty cycle, which is also done through Ishanya project, which is initiated by the Supreme Fount of Hinduism across the globe to bring the people out of the poverty. And especially about the Paramashivoham level 3, it is starting from August 15 to September 4. For 3 years, this program is happening, and especially after this great pass of 3 months, which is going to give the direct segments to give us the 20 states of consciousness, vertical time zone experience, and the power manifestations. And you would like to join us for this grand event, you can head over to kailasa.org/Paramashivoham to register for this event. So with that, we'll be coming to the end of the segment and we'll be getting ready to have allied satsangs. Before that, let us come to the space of listening. So yes, thank you. Due to the intense samadhi of Supreme Fount of Hinduism, now all of us will be enjoying the allied satsangs. Stay tuned for next slide. Thank you. Nithyanandam.
Paramashivoham Nithyanandeshwari Paramashivoshaktimadhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome everyone with my love and respect. The message from Paramashiva, directly from KAILASA. Samadhi and feeling connection empowers your Divya Sarira. Empowering your Divya Sarira is the ultimate productivity of your happening in planet Earth. Listen. Today I am going to speak fully in English. Meena Joshi, full English Satsang. Because yesterday I spoke a lot in Tamil. So today, full English Satsang. Listen. Listen to what I am saying. Your body, physical body, carries the consciousness. I use new word called Divya Sarira. Consciousness wearing this body is Divya Sarira. That consciousness getting more and more empowered. When the consciousness gets empowered, you don't feel suffocated by physical body and its limitations. Shiv Pandit, I'll heal you. I saw some wound in your right ears. I'll heal you completely. Listen. If your Divya Sarira, the consciousness which is holding your body, if that is empowered, you don't feel suffocated, limited, reduced by your body. Please listen. Body limiting your possibility makes you feel suffocated. Not only the great powerful cognitions and understandings about the secrets of the cosmos, all spiritual practices are focused with the purpose of empowering your Divya Sarira. Listen. Yesterday's satsang, I gave you one truth. If you rest in samadhi, you will see Everything in your life is complementing your different aspects. The wealth you earn or the money you spend, the relationships getting added in your life or people leaving from your life, comforts and wealth, artha getting added or leaving, the higher values, understandings getting added to you and middle class values leaving you, everything, if you see, it just complements your expansion. If you get terrorized by your life, suffocated by your life without understanding, if you feel everything is chaos, everything is falling apart, due to your inner restlessness, you feel whole life is complication and incompletion. I tell you, nothing falls apart, everything falls in place. Nothing in life falls apart, everything in life falls in place. All of you should know, I don't teach the shit called positive thinking. No. First of all, I don't believe in that shit and I don't teach that. I teach you reality. I teach you the truth. You are intensely brainwashed by suffocating ideas about life by media and the so-called human society. Whenever I sit in samadhi and watch, I see clearly everything is so auspicious. Not only I see it, when I see life as auspicious, my Divya Sarira gets so empowered. It just manifests powers and miracles. Every time when I reveal the higher truths, it empowers your inner space. It empowers your very being. Empowering your Divya Sarira is the job I do day in and day out. See, in Hindu tradition, after 60, once you cross the age of 60, you are expected to take Vanaprastha. That is what is that? At the age of 60, they do a ritual. You marry the same person second time. Only in Hindu tradition, you marry the same person 4 times. First, during your marriage, then when you are 60, then when you are 70, then when you are 80, then when you are 100. Very rarely people live as a couple together till 100. At the age of 60, you are expected to take Vanaprastha. See, by 60, both of you have become new. That is why one more marriage. Because now you guys are going to live a new kind of a relationship. New kind of a coexistence. After 60, your whole focus is to empower your Divya Sarira. You may be retired, but you will not be tired. when you start empowering your Divya Sarira, you should be retired by 60 and you should not be tired. Actually, many people ask me, what is the reason for the collapse of Hindu civilization? One of the main reason I will give is the people after 60 did not do their responsibility to give back to the society as vanaprasthis. I am not even asking, give me 1 crore youth, youngsters, 1 crore sannyasis. I am asking, give me 1 crore retired people, Hindus. I just want 1 crore retired Hindus who lived their life all over after 60. If 1 crore Hindus commit after 60 and retirement, whatever society gave them, they will start giving back only by sharing their talent. See, I am not asking after 60 the wealth of the Hindus. No. I am not asking wealth of the Vanaprasthis. No. I am only asking after 60, Vanaprasthi Hindus should share their talent. I don't expect their treasure. I don't even expect their full time. No. If they just share their talent and give consultancy. Oh, listen very carefully. Empowering your Divya Sarira. It's one of the greatest signs available only in Hinduism. At the age of 60, if you start, within 3 years, by 63, you will achieve Anubhuti. Maximum you need 3 years only. And you don't need a whole day. Maybe morning 2.5 hours and evening 2.5 hours. The practice, this science was revived and spread to the world in the name of Siddha Vidya by Shivananda Paramahamsa from Kerala. That science is from the same thing which I am talking. See what I am talking. Empowering your Divya Sarira is the language of Vedas and Agamas. The same science Shivananda Paramahamsa used in local language and gave it as Siddha Vidya. Shivananda Paramahamsa can make anyone achieve Jiva Samadhi within 3 years. He revived the same science but gave the local terms, the local language terms, technical terms. What I am calling empowering Divya Sarira, he calls a Siddha Vidya. See, in Tamil there is a proverb, Aanai unda velangani bol, means if you give there is a fruit, if you give that fruit to elephant, actually I'll describe that fruit will have like a shell. Inside that skin portion, the flesh portion, elephant will not make a hole, but that flesh portion, it will suck it out, won't find the crack. You will be shocked, surprised, how? Elephant took the whole fruit and ate and gave you the shell. It's called wood apple in English. If you give the wood apple to elephant, it will just take the whole fruit and give you the shell back without any crack or hole. This is exactly Siddha Vidya will do to you. Your whole inner space, Divya Sarira, Atma, will be gone to Paramatma without any damage to your body. That Paramatma will start residing and breathing in you. So even when you leave the body, your body will not show any symptoms of death. See, Siram Jivi. In Sanskrit, we have the word Siranjivi, means eternally, who lives eternally. That word you should understand. Siram Jivi, who lives in the head, who lives in the third eye, who lives in the Sahasrara. Sirattile Jivipavan Siranjivi. This science of empowering your Divya Sarira, actually you don't need more than 3 years. 3 years is the maximum. It's a 2.5 hours practice. Our Agamas give a very detailed manual. And Shivananda Paramahamsa had a enlightenment, revelation, the same science, empowering the Divya Sarira. He shared it to the whole world in the name of Siddha Vidya. He has done an amazing job. I can say very comfortably, he made at least 1 lakh people achieve Jiva Samadhi. Listen. After 60, I am not asking you to give your time, give your treasure. I am only asking, do this empowering your Divya Sarira for 3 years wherever you are. And give your talent like consultancy to Hinduism. What will happen, you will take the next birth consciously from the time you are born. You will be an enlightened being. I just want 1 crore people. See, let me be very clear. I am looking at reviving the enlightened civilization. I am not looking at just some 10,000 people getting enlightened or some 1 lakh people achieving Jiva Samadhi. I am looking at nations living this enlightenment and manifesting powers. Making this as a lifestyle. Third eye will be more common than 2 eyes. Listen. Yesterday I uttered a few Tamil words. If you hear them, the Satsang, how to make a person who is in Samadhi to settle in the body, those statements are directly from Shivananda Paramahamsa. If we can inspire 1 crore retired Hindus to practice this empowering Divya Sarira just for 3 years. 3 years is the too much time. human body will become like Anayunda Vilambaram. The shell you are carrying will become empty, and inside there will be only Paramashiva. Your Divya Sarira will be so powerful. You will walk out of your body when you want, and you will sit in Jiva Samadhi as long as you want, and you will take the rebirth as you want. Or you may just sit in Samadhi forever. Whatever you do after that will be so good for the humanity and Hindu civilization. I actually wanted to start this project called Retired but Not Tired and Graceful Exit in Kashi. Soon you will see I will be announcing the project. After 60, anyone can come and stay 3 years, only focused on spiritual practice. And the remaining time you can do seva as a consultancy. No physical work, consultancy seva. You can give counseling, ideas, all that for all our Kailasas, different campuses, guide them. Just consultancy seva through Zoom call. Soon I'll launch this project, Graceful Exit. Retired but not tired. Just 3 years. But I want 1 crore people. I want this to spread all over the world. This time, being in Samadhi, I've clearly brought the system from Kailasa. Very practical. Livable, which will become directly reality. Now let me give you some of the truths and start empowering your Divya Sarira. First thing, consciously understanding the synergy with which your body is functioning. Celebrating your existence. Patrick Pinus, you will be healed. Don't worry. Patrick Pinus, you will be healed. Now listen. Any spiritual practice brings result based on why you are doing it. The reason which convinced you to do that practice brings result. Listen. If you are told, break a coconut for Ganesha, you will pass in exam. And if you go and break the coconut for Ganesha, you will pass an exam. But if you are told the same coconut, break it as a symbol of breaking your ego, incompletions. With that reason and intention, break the coconut. You will have unclutching. And if you go and do with this reason, with this cause, and break the coconut, you will have unclutching. Listen. All spiritual practices bring results based on the reason you have been given, the cause which makes you, inspires you to do that practice. That is why from whom you get initiation is very important. I can make you enlightened just by keeping quiet. Because I already made you strongly believe and initiated you. Even if you keep quiet, you will be unclutched and you will become enlightened. So you will even keep quiet with that intention. If I keep quiet, I will become enlightened because Swamiji told me. I have worked so much on your causal body, the reasons for which you do actions. So even if you keep quiet, even if you are relaxed, not doing anything, you will know I am not doing anything and keeping quiet, sitting, because if I do this, I will become enlightened. Swamiji has already told me. The cause brings the result. Listen. Your Divya Sarira gets empowered by powerful reasons. That is why I insist on feeling connection. See, when you feel connected to me, I can put these powerful reasons very casually inside you. So easily I can put that inside you. When you are open to me, I can trigger so many wonderful energies. I can empower so many powerful frequencies, and I can empower your very Divya Sarira existence. Actually, Vinay has sent a beautiful link. This book called Siddha Vedam is available in English. So I'll ask that link to be projected. I will sincerely recommend all of you to read this book. It will do so much good. And he is such a great enlightened being that Shivananda Paramahamsa, he has actually brought the science true to its original reason. Listen, if you do Nadi Sutti and Pranayama, because your lungs will become healthy, you have been told if you do Nadi Sutti and Pranayama, you will become healthy, lose weight. And if you do Nadi Sutti and Pranayama, you will lose weight, you will become healthy, no doubt. But if you have been told, hey, do Nadi Sutti and Pranayama, you will get enlightened. You will start living in your third eye and Sahasrara as a Siranjeevi. You will have Jiva Samadhi, and you start doing the same pranayama, the same time, the same action, same sadhana will bring the result of enlightenment and the powers of third eye, and it will empower your Divya Sarira. Listen. So the cause reason why, the answer for the why inserted into you for the spiritual practice you need to do plays a major role. Ramesh Ramani is sending a message. Swamiji, my grandmother attained Jiva Samadhi, was initiated by Shivananda Paramahamsa. She and Periyaswami, Chinnaswami were contemporaries. Yes. Ramesh Ramani, not only I know this already, you told me already once, that is one. My father's brother, elder brother, means my Periyappa is also contemporary of your grandmother. My Periyappa also got initiated along with Periyaswami and Chinnaswami. And many people in my family were contemporaries of Periyaswami and Chinnaswami of Gautama Ashramam. And see, this Vidya, this Siddha Vidya is told as empowering Divya Sarira in our Vedagamas. And I should say that the Shivananda Paramahamsa is one of the great happening. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa of the North, Shivananda Paramahamsa was one of the great happening in South. Unfortunately, due to this atheism, his Sangha did not take to the level of Ramakrishna Mission. Anyhow, it's now our responsibility. Let us take it to the world. Listen. The reason you are taught, the cause about which you are convinced matters. The cause about which you are convinced matters. Ramesh Ramani, at least I have been influenced by 25 people who are directly initiated by Shivananda Paramahamsa. At least 25 people in my family and friends and all that circle. At least 25 people impacted my life. And first time when I saw the book Siddha Vedam in Tamil and started reading when I was, I think, 7 or 8. Because in the house, the book Siddha Vedam was there and all of them used to practice. And my Periyappa, he will always wear only that kaupin, white kaupin, as per that Siddha Vedam tradition, and he will not cut the nail and the hair. And that will be a big problem in the house. But he stood strongly and he achieved Jiva Samadhi. He achieved and my grandmother achieved. And surely he has done a great service. Bhagavan, that Shivananda Paramahamsa of Kerala, he has done a extraordinary service to Hinduism, and he should be given the right credit, which he is not given. See, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Shivananda Paramahamsa should have been given the credit. Unfortunately, it did not. Happen in the past. I think now it's our responsibility. And we should take it to the world and make it happen. Yes. I wanted all of you to read this English book, Siddha Vedam. I am putting the link now. Please, all of you see the link. I sincerely request all of you to read this. I will even speak about this book and give you the quotations from Vedagamic tradition and this book, and how beautifully he has organized. So now, understand this point. The points, the reasons, the ideas with which you have been convinced to do the practice plays an important role. See, for example, now I gave you one example, pranayama. If you have been told by your guru, do pranayama, your lungs will become healthy. You will become healthy. If you do pranayama, you will get only lungs, healthy lungs and health. That's all. Nothing more. But the guru who initiates you, if he says, do pranayama, your divya sarira will get empowered and you will manifest jiva samadhi. And if you do that, you will manifest jiva samadhi. Your divya sarira will get empowered. That is why getting initiated by the right guru is important, and having feeling connection to that right guru is important. If you have a feeling connection with that right guru, he will put the right cause into your being just like that. I tell you, all of you who have a feeling connection with me, I have already put that strong right reasons cause inside you. Even if you just keep quiet, I will be remembering you. There's nothing else you need to do from your side. I have convinced you already with this most powerful cause. Smaranat Arunachalam. If you remember Arunachala, you will be liberated. In my case, once I initiate you, whether you remember me or forget me or whatever, I have taken you over beyond your ability to remember or forget. If you remember, the present time itself will be more blissful, ecstatic, and power manifesting, enjoying, celebrating. If you don't remember, don't worry, you are liberated. When I need to remember you, during the time you leave the body, I need to remember you. Not only I will remember you, I will make sure you remember me. And you will be free. Understand? I have put this powerful cause, reason inside your causal body. The collection of your reasons about what you do, why you do in your life. Now I am coming to the next point. Listen. Your existence, your Divya Sarira, is programmed, designed to live huge miracles, conscious play. I use the word in English, effulgence, tejas. I'll explain the word effulgence, tejas means by its very presence, your Divya Sarira goes on doing miracles. Listen. I wanted to tell you all this truth many times. When something happens in my life, for a few seconds, even I am shocked. Why is this happening? But within next few hours, I can see the whole right reason and the right cause and how it is auspicious and expanding. I will ask Paramashiva, why don't you tell me a little upfront? He will say, hey, we can't give a full script. If I give a full script, you will blurt it out to the people who are around you and they will miss it. The script will be given only everyday shooting. Only during everyday shooting, the script and dialogue will be given. But you should know everything I do, I will do best because I am the director and producer. I say, all right, I know I am in the best hands, the director and producer of the cosmos, that is enough. You give me the script for every shot, that is enough. I don't need to know the whole story and I don't need to have the whole script and whole dialogue. I still remember one beautiful word I heard from my guru Isaki Swami. He said, "Hey, மொத்த கதையும் தெரிஞ்சா ஆர்வத்துல சொதப்பி வச்சிருவீங்கடா அல்ப பசங்களா போங்கடா." Means if you know the full story and all the dialogue, in the over enthusiasm, you will mess up. Understand? Even for me, Paramashiva gives only the dialogue for that day, the story for that day. But I know for sure I'm in the hands of the ultimate, best, most powerful, and most compassionate producer and director. So I just relax. You also do the same. Empowering your Divya Sarira. I tell you, empowering your Divya Sarira gives you the power to take long jumps. It gives energy for long jump. Listen, I think you all need to understand this one truth. Paramashiva gives only that day dialogue, that day actions you need to do. He does not give the full movie script. Because if he gives the full movie script, due to over enthusiasm, we will mess up. And we will try to develop on his script. We will create too many complications. See, the kind of the small vision and small taste we are entertaining, for our level taste and vision, if he gives few days script for us, that's enough. You need only one thing, a beautiful, restful space. My producer and director is not only absolutely powerful, he is absolutely compassionate. There is nothing called giving up on me or leaving me. I am avimukta, never given up. That's all. We don't need a full script of the movie, full script of the Leela. I still remember this really happened. Outside the Adi Kailash, there's a beautiful Ganapati, just on the entrance. That Ganapati is a very living, and he will very casually talk to me. One day, I was going to the Ramnagara court for this false case which they put on me for that hearing. I was standing on that, in the front of the gate, in front of the Ganapati, and I was asking him. That day, we were expecting that case will be quashed, that false case. So I asked him, quash that case, we can do a lot of work, a lot of construction need to be done, many work need to be done. This load of these false cases, can you just please clear it up? He was smiling. I became so confident. I thought, it's done today. When I went to the court and attended, and that day it did not get quashed, I came back. And I was standing again in front of the Ganapati and asked, what is this? He smiled widely and said, Chipada, that's all. I simply know that I have to obey and he has a bigger plans. Nothing else. And I simply went inside and as usual I prayed to Kala Bhairava and went and started doing my work. Now I know why. Now I know what was their original plan and what is their original plan. But I tell you, honestly I tell you, at the age of 12, I think just before Isaki Swami left the body, went into Jiva Samadhi, he and my Guru Kupammal, both of them were sitting and they were trying to convince me to accept the property in my guardian's name. I was a minor that time, so they wanted to put me and put one of my somebody as a guardian for me till that property. But because I know the full script, the responsibility that ashram will bring it to me, I did not do what they want. Same way, if I was told that time itself I have to make a nation, either I may not be standing to do what they want, or due to over enthusiasm, I would have done some mess up which will not go as per their plan. I tell you, So how much our brain can hold, that much they reveal. But they have given a very powerful experience that Paramashiva is ultimate power and compassion, and he himself is operating using this human shirt, human clothing. So all of you understand, எனக்கே இதான் கதி, போய் விநாயகர் முன்னாடி என்னையா அப்படின்னு கேட்டா சிப்பா அவ்வளவுதான் சொன்னாரு. Then I just shut all the holes and simply went and started doing my work, what I am supposed to do. So whenever you are complaining, just remember this one word, chipa. It has so many meanings. It means we have our plans and you just cooperate with everyday script, and the dialogues will be given to you. Just receive that and enjoy. Understand, many times you mess up and come and tell, sorry, what to do. There are some things where you can't mess up and you can't afford to mess up and come back and tell sorry. That is why Paramashiva does not give a full script. He empowers your Divya Sarira not to collapse is the grace he showers on you. Don't expect, because he is graceful, he has to give the whole script to you. No. Because he is graceful, he has empowered your Divya Sarira for long jumps. Feeling empowered for the long jumps is the grace of Paramashiva. That's a signal that Paramashiva is on you. His grace is on you. Do not expect the whole script to be given. KAILASA Priya is asking, what is the Tamil word? Ganapati said, Echipa. You can't translate this word because it has a multiple meaning. Listen. I remembered very clearly how I messed up when my gurus gave me the full script. Then I decided I should not ask for the full script anymore. And I am happily living. This 3 months Samadhi, I actually do not know why they put me in Samadhi. Now, I know very clearly they wanted to use this body and radiate lot more things to the world. So they put me in samadhi. Now the body is ready and it is going to do lot more things. Rekha Pathak is messaging. She experienced my presence during her heart procedure. She had a month ago and left it to Paramashiva for outcome. I am healing now. Understand? Rekha Pathak, I am living there. So I will keep it safe, functioning, and radiating Paramashiva. I am telling you, today what I revealed, especially with my conversation with Ganesha, you should all contemplate. It's a true thing. Please understand, it's truth. Absolute truth. You should all contemplate on it. How our Divya Sarira is empowered and how right knowledge is given. Actually, I tell you, if giving that day's script can get the best out of you, director giving only that day's script is the right knowledge. Right knowledge does not mean large information. No. It means giving the informations which will produce the result required by the director, which will produce the result director needs. And I tell you, this is what is Atmamurti. I reside in you, give you the knowledge script which you need for the best productivity, best outcome. Paramashiva resides in me and he also gives the script needed for the best productivity. That's all. It is not that he gives the whole script and I also don't ask for it. Because I know he is all powerful and all compassionate. I trust his intelligence and compassion. Just like how I reside in this body, he resides more strongly with a higher frequency in the same body. He resides with more stronger frequency in the same body. So he goes on giving the script needed. And he uses this human frame and resides in each one of you as Atmamurti. So understand, Right knowledge does not mean full information. If you read how Krishna took care of Arjuna, if Krishna has revealed everything which is going to happen in the Mahabharata war to Arjuna, nothing would have happened. It would all have been mess. Just seeing all the relatives in front, Arjuna collapsed. How do you think that war would have happened and that collective negativity will be wiped out? And too much of weapons created need to be destroyed in controlled condition. See, Mahabharata war is nothing but destroying all the nukes in controlled condition. Too much nukes built up has happened. Every fellow started having Brahmastra. The knowledge became like open source. And it is dangerous for the humanity. So Krishna creates a controlled condition, a field where he is personally managing and destroying all the weapons. If Krishna told everything that is going to happen, full script of Mahabharata war, Arjuna would not have gone into the war. Dharma, Yudhishthira would not have allowed the whole war. One miss, one information. Karna is the elder brother of Pandavas, is enough. War would not have happened. Because Duryodhana will never resist to put Karna on the throne. And Pandavas will no way bother because they follow the Dharma. They say elder brother gets the throne. Let Karna have the throne. Pandava and Gaurava, the whole conflict would have been dissolved. Then the purpose of removing the Bhubara would not have happened. Ma Guhambananda is writing in YouTube, Swamiji, you healed my muscular degeneration. The doctor says it's a miracle, and in 1 month he has seen 7 months of progress. I saw you doing the non-invasive surgery. Thank you, Swamiji. Guhambananda, just do one thing. Sit and visualize I am occupying your body fully and breathe as I am breathing. That's all. Do this every day for 10 or 15 minutes. Go to doctor, he will say that the whole disease has disappeared. Because the body will be empowered by the Divya Sarira of me, which means Paramashiva. You will simply be healed. Now the miracle you are seeing is because of your feeling connection with me. Now I am giving you the technique also, not just feeling connection, technique also, do it. You will be healed completely.
கந்தா கடம்பா கதிர்வேலா கார்த்திகேயா குமரா குருபரா சிவகுமாரா சிவகாமி சுதனே செந்தில் மாநகர்வாழ் சேவர் கொடியோனே செந்தில் மாநகர்வாழ் சேவர் கொடியோனே சித்தம் கெலாம் நினைந்து சித்தம் கெலாம் நினைந்து நினைந்து உருக சித்தனாய் வந்த நித்யானந்தனே குரு நித்யானந்தனே நித்யானந்தனே
கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடும் குரு நித்யன் பல முகம் உள்ளம் அதில் கந்தன் முகம் இவனே.
Listen. Next point about empowering your Divya Sarira. Understanding your life is order in chaos, not just for de-stressing you, but to realize what you call as chaos, everything is your own dimension. Even what you call as a loss, destruction, negativity, collapsing, all that is your own dimension of samhara. If you understand, decide to accept, you are doing srishti, sthiti, samhara, throbhava, anugraha, you are doing all the five. Then you will understand everything happening in your life is an order, not chaos. Please understand, knowing that everything happening in your life is an order is not for de-stressing, not even for living blissfully. It is for realizing you are Paramashiva and everything is multi-dimensions of you, your existence. What you call as positive, what you brand as negative, all this happening in your life is nothing but your own different phases. Hey, you are the samhari. You are the person who do the srishti, creation. You are the person who do the maintenance, sustenance. You are the person who does the samhara. When you understand you are the person who do the samhara, you will know you are doing rejuvenation. And you will know you are the one puts people in delusion, puts things in delusion and pulls them out of delusion. And you are the one who manifests liberation. I am just solidified experience of the truth I revealed now. I am just the effulgence of this intense frequency of this experience of Divya Sarira, I'll initiate all of you by empowering you all with the same frequency. One by one, I will repeat now these great truths and empower your Divya Sarira. Listen. How you can find I empowered your Divya Sarira, today and tomorrow, next 48 hours, even in your sleep, in the dream, you will be hearing these words. Just intensely going inside your system. That's a proof I am empowering you, initiating you. Sit. You can keep your eyes open. I'm going to repeat step by step these great truths. 1. Your Divya Sarira is your own soul, consciousness, wearing this physical body. Your Divya Sarira is the space where Paramashiva is comfortable. Let your Divya Sarira be empowered, and all the suffocation caused by your physical body and restriction of your existence dissolve in your Divya Sarira. Paramashiva, who gives the right reasons, empowers your causal body with the right cause, convinces you with the right reason for your actions. Let that Paramashiva, ultimate, undeniable existence of that eternal effulgence manifest in all our Divya Sarira. Om, 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Inhale and exhale deeply for the sake of manifesting Paramashiva in your Divya Sarira. Now you are inhaling and exhaling will make you manifest Paramashiva in your Divya Sarira. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Om, 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 Om. Paramashiva manifests in all our Divya Sariras as Atma Murti. Empower us with the right knowledge. Empower us with His powers and compassion. Empower us with the confidence and energy for the long jumps, complete manifestation in the right direction. Shiva, 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 Shiva. Om Shiva, 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 Shiva.
பறவையாய் பாம்பாகி கல்லா மனிதராய் பேயாய் கணங்களாய் வல்லசுரராகி முனிவராய் தேவராய் செல்லாரின் தாவர சங்கமத்துள் எல்லா பிறப்பும் பிறந்திழைத்தேன் எம்பெருமான் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றேன் மெய்யே உன் பொன்னடிகள் கண்டு இன்று வீடுற்றேன் சரீரத்தில் வாதின் புலை போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட்கொண்டவா கையாளும் ஈசா கற்புரிய திவ்ய சரீரத்தில் வாதின் புலை போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு உண்மையாட்கொண்டவா சிந்தி வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதனை சித்தமயமாக்கவா ஔஷதம் தந்தவா உடல்நிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா சிந்தி வெளிவித்தவா வாழ்வுதனை சித்தமயமாக்கவா தந்தவா உடல்நிலை விடும் பொறுமை தந்தருளவா ஊருயிர் குறைந்திடும் ஏறுயிருமீயவா நாளும் ஈசா அருள்புரிய திவ்ய சரீரத்தில் வானின் புனில் போற்ற வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு எம்மையாட்கொண்டவா வையகத்தின் வேறே வந்தறிவாம் தேற்றனே தேற்றத் தெளிவே என் சிந்தனையுள் ஊற்றான உன்னாரமுதே தீபமாய் எழுந்த ஜோதி ஸ்வரூபானவம் அழித்து முக்தி தந்திட மலையாகி நின்ற அருணாச்சலனே மானிட ரூபம் தரித்தவா படைத்து காத்து மறை தழித்து அருளிடவே பரம ஞானம் தன்னை இறை ரூபம் கொண்ட நித்யானந்தனை அருளிடவா வேண்டும் என்று பார்க்கடல் கடைந்த போது அதில் வரும் நஞ்சை உண்டு பக்தரை காத்துகின்றார். சிவ 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 ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் ஹர ஹர என சிதம் அடைக்கும். ஓம் சிவ சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய ஓம் தகதிமி என காலம் முழங்கும். நாளும் ஈசார் அற்புரிய துர்க்க சரிதத்தில் வாடின் வேண்டும் அதனால் திசை கொடு எம்மையாற் கொண்டவா. காட்டில் ஆடிட கண்டேன் காலரை காலார் கடந்தானை கண்டேன் புள்ளி முடைமானின் தோளானை கண்டேன் புலியுரை ஆடை புனிதனை கண்டேன் வெள்ளி பிறை சடையில் சூடிட கண்டேன் வெள்ளி மலை மீது நின்றானை கண்டேன் நந்தி பெருமானின் நாயகன் கண்டேன் நான் மறை வேதநாதன் கண்டேன் கண் தந்து கண்டவா காண கண் தந்தவா காண்கின்ற காட்சியெல்லாம் கைலாயம் தந்தவா. ஓம் சிவ சிவ சிவ
let every action, reaction, from breathing to eating to enjoying all the sensory pleasures and actions, let everything empower your Divya Sarira with the power of Paramashiva, with the presence of Paramashiva, with the existence of Paramashiva, with the manifestation of Paramashiva. Om, Om, Om.
Muruga Ganda Kadamba Kadir Vela Kartikeya Kumara Gurupara Shivakumara Sivagami Suthane Sendil Managarvar Sevar Kodigone Sendil Managarvar Sevar Kodigone சித்தம் கெலாம் நினைந்து சித்தம் கெலாம் நினைந்து நினைந்து உருக சித்தனாய் வந்த நித்யானந்தனே குரு நித்யானந்தனே நித்யானந்தனே.
கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடுப்புரு நித்யன் பலமுகம் உள்ளம் அது கந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே. ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரந்தோடிடும் பக்தி எனும் சக்தி இதனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே. வேலும் உண்டு மயிலும் உண்டு வாழ்வினை காத்திட நீ அருகில் உண்டு. ஆறிரு கைகள் அணைக்க உண்டு ஆறுமுகன் உண்டு. சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள். சஷ்டியின் நாயகன் பிரணவத்தை உரைத்தவன் கையிலை அமர்ந்த எங்கள் சரவண பவன். சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
நெற்றியில் குங்குமம் வேலினை போலே தெரிகிறதே. குரல் யாவும் இதயம் நுழைந்து சேவர் கொடி போல் அசைகிறதே. அசைந்தாடும் கண்கள் இரண்டில் மயிலின் நடனம் தெரிகிறதே. அலைந்தாடும் எந்தன் மனமோ அதனை கண்டு குளிர்கிறதே. ஜெகம் யாவும் மனிதரின் மனங்கள் தாவியும் ஓடியும் திளைக்கிறதே. கையளவை கடலா எண்ணி வாழ்வை தினமும் தொலைக்கிறதே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. கண்ணில் படும் பொன் பண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடுப்புரு நிற்கன் பல முகம் உள்ளம் மறி தந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே. ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரந்தோடிடும். பக்தி எனும் சக்தி இதனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே. குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே. தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே. தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். பால்காவடி பண்ணி காவடி அதை ஏந்தி ஆடி பாடிட மனமகிழ்ந்திட முடி திளைத்திட மலையேறி வந்து வணங்கிட. மாயோனின் மருகனே தமிழ் காக்கும் தலைவனே. வீரத்தின் புதல்வனே வேல் தாங்கும் வேந்தனே. வேலவா ஷண்முக கைலையை ஆண்டிடும் நித்தியனே பரம்பரவா. சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் இளையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
பெருமானே அருளிடும் பெருமானே பெருமானே.
Oh, let all our existence be empowered by Paramashiva. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhat by the Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and KAILASA of Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.